All right, let's get right into it. Today we're tackling one of the biggest, most persistent myths in the fitness world. It's a question that has probably made every single young person think twice before picking up a dumbbell. Does heavy lifting actually stunt your growth? Well, we're about to do a scientific deep dive to get the real answer.
So where did this whole fear even come from? I mean, you hear it everywhere, right? From parents, coaches, guys in the locker room, all over the internet. And look, it kind of sounds like it makes sense. Don't put all that stress on a body that's still growing. But is that what's really going on? Let's find out if there's any truth to this story at all. And here we are. This is the big question. You're a teenager. You want to get stronger, build some muscle, but you're also worried about, not reaching your full height. So, does picking up a barbell mean you're going to be sacrificing inches later on? Let's see what the experts have to say about this.
Okay, to get a real answer, we have to cut through all the gym floor gossip and go straight to the data. We've dug into studies, reports, and articles from some of the top health authorities out there to see what the actual evidence says.
So let's start with Healthline. Now, their take is fascinating because it doesn't just debunk the myth, it completely flips it on its head. They're saying that with the right supervision, strength training doesn't just not hurt you, it actually helps you by boosting bone strength and even self-esteem. That little phrase, properly supervised, that's the key here. You're going to see that pop up again and again.
And Nike's report gets even more specific. It zeroes in on the exact fear everyone has, damaging your growth plates. You know those little areas of new bone at the end of your long bones when you're a kid or a teen? The whole myth is built on the idea that lifting just crushes them. But their conclusion? There's literally no scientific evidence for that. The real risk isn't the weight, it's lifting it without proper form.
All right, now for the scientific heavy hitter, PubMed. This is a massive database of medical research. And this isn't just one opinion or one study. It's a review of a bunch of different studies. And after looking at all that data, what did they find? Resistance training is great for you, with zero negative effect on your height. In the world of science, that's about as clear-cut as it gets.
And just to show you this isn't some old news, here's a take from PureGym from just this year. I mean, look how blunt the language is. They're just calling it what it is, a myth. The fact that we still have to say this in 2024 just shows you how stubborn these old ideas can be. The consensus is totally clear. Safe training is purely beneficial.
And if there was any doubt left, this is the final nail in the coffin. A meta-analysis. That's a study of all the other studies from just last year. And get this, they found not a single piece of research that showed a negative effect on growth. Not one. The science is completely one-sided on this. The risk was never about lifting itself. It was always about how you lift.
So, after looking at all that evidence, the picture is pretty crystal clear, isn't it? Let's just put the old myth and the new reality side by side to make the final verdict official. So here's the bottom line. The old myth framed weightlifting as a danger to your height. But the reality? Safe, supervised lifting is actually an investment in your body. You're building stronger bones and stronger muscles for the long haul, and it has absolutely no negative impact on how tall you're going to get.
Now, science is one thing, but hearing from a real person really helps drive the point home, This comment from a Reddit user just perfectly captures what the science is saying. This person focused on the right things: good nutrition, safe form, and plenty of rest. And guess what? They reached their full height potential just fine. Their journey shows that smart training actually protects your growth. It doesn't get in the way of it.
All right, the myth is officially 100% busted. So the question isn't if you should lift anymore, it's how you should lift. So let's stop debunking and start doing, with a simple guide for training the right way.
First, it's so important to understand where the real risk is. The danger to your growth plates doesn't come from lifting weights, period. It comes from an acute injury, like a sudden accident, or from consistently using bad, sloppy form, or from ego lifting and trying to throw around some crazy weight your body just isn't ready for.
So how do you avoid all that? Just follow this 5-step blueprint for smart lifting. First, start light. Your ego is not your friend here. You've got to build a foundation. Second, and this is the most important one, master the form. Perfect technique is everything. It prevents injury and it makes sure you're actually working the muscles you're trying to work. Third, increase the load gradually. Progress should be slow and steady. That's how your body gets stronger safely. Fourth, allow for recovery. You don't build muscle in the gym, you build it when you rest. Don't skip your rest days. And finally, if you can, get professional supervision. Seriously, even just a few sessions with a good coach can teach you things that'll protect you for your entire life.
So, look, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. The idea that training will make you shorter is a complete myth. When you do it the right way, supervised training doesn't block your height. It actually helps you by improving your bone density and your muscle strength. It is an amazing tool for your health.
You know, the science is clear, but it's the personal stories that really change minds. It really makes you wonder, right? What other fitness rules have we all just accepted as fact without ever really checking the evidence? We would love to hear from you. Did you used to believe this myth? Did you lift as a teen? Let us know your experience down in the comments. Thanks for tuning in.